Welcome everybody to VHS Funhouse. I'm Cream Extreme.
And I'm Mr. Mad Hatter. What's going on?
So we just finished watching Funhouse.
Pretty fun. I mean, goes without saying. I mean, it was pretty fun. I had fun. Did you have fun?
I actually did have fun. I mean, there was a lot of slow pace in it, but it actually picked up right around like close to the middle and the end.
Yes, very, very, very boring. Yes,
Very boring. No, I mean
not
it.
enough.
Oh, go ahead.
It was just not enough. Too much build up for not a lot of payout. It was like, okay, we know these kids are stupid. They're going into this fun house. We get the whole spiel, blah blah. Very simple plot, but a lot of simple plots are always very good if they're executed. I've always liked Toby Hooper. This is one of his. A lot of people consider more of a weaker film, but I really like the ambiance and I like the basically like the whole setting of everything. If you're a fan of freak shows or fun houses like us at VHS Funhouse, we appreciate movies like this. There's a lot of stuff in the background you get to look at, you know, monster posters, Lon Chaney, Boris Karloff posters, and little things like that I never really paid attention to. But yes, it dragged on for too long, and the payout with the monster was good, but I think was premature. If they would have waited till after he killed the fortune teller lady and had somebody else, one of the kids, pull the mask off, I think that would have been a lot more shock value. Like, oh my god, like, hey, Mister, can you help us get out of here? And he's like, ugh, and they're like, ugh.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
I don't know.
Man. So the director of this film is the same director for the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yes, and
The,
one of
the,
my
the original, right?
yes, the original two. Yes, he didn't. I don't think had any involvement with the third film. He might have. I don't think he even produced it. He didn't want to put his name on it, and maybe they didn't. I don't think the studio even asked him. Um, he's from Texas, you know. And I've always liked seeing pictures of Toby. Being a cigar smoker myself, there's a photo that I like of him looking through a camera lens, and he's holding a big cigar in his hand, looking through the lens like this. You know, rest in peace, Toby. He was a really good director, and I think people really enjoyed working with him. I know during Texas, they said that the heat was so bad that like, it was like almost melting the film in the like the heat wave was just terrible for the equipment, and everybody was sweaty and didn't get along. But the house is actually still there. It's in Texas. It's actually a bar and a restaurant now you can go to that's got Leatherface stuff all inside of it, and the gas station is still there, and that's a store too with horror movie stuff and pop figures and all kinds of cool stuff. You can buy beer, all that. So that would be a really fun road trip for us in the future, is to go to Texas just for the hell of it and go see that. It'd be a lot of fun.
Definitely. We should dress as Leatherface as well. Like, you should dress up as the regular Leatherface, and I'll be the one with the lipstick and the suit and everything.
I could be Chop Tom. I'm your biggest fan.
It's like, yeah, I gotta scratch my head. It's itchy.
Oh, Leatherface, you messed up my Sonny Bono wig, you idiot. Get that bitch, Leatherface. Get her.
So anyways, we got some clips to show you people of our reactions and our funny bits of Funhouse. Look at me, I'm Motley Crue. Is this
I'm Weird Al Yankovic. Frankenstein, it says, eat your cornflakes.
Fuck yeah.
This mask stinks.
It's like, God,
it's so good. This
smells
mask
like cheese. What the hell was she eating in this thing?
Meat Canyon. Oh, it stinks.
Oh, yes, it stinks so good.
Oh, Mr. Rabbit. Oh.
God damn.
Quiet.
What time is it, Daddy?
It's after 9.
Time for you to get a watch.
Literally. This is the 80s, bitch.
You know, I got that Nickelodeon audition to go to, so.
Oh, fuck.
He ain't gonna wait for me.
Freaking out.
People backing up, man.
Like back the fuck.
in
Damn,
the
what the
world?
fuck? Yo! No, fuck that. That's my spot. What the fuck? Hey, guy, Texas Chainsaw is that way. They say, hey, Tubby.
Did you say? I heard that he said, "Hey, Tubby." He said, "You want to work on those arms?"
Hey, look, it's Flea from Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Mixed with Elton John and Meatloaf
Elton Loaf. Meat
and a little bit of Ozzy Osbourne.
Asshole. Hey, why don't you call him asshole? Asshole.
Do I sense a bromance between them two?
I mean, it's no
I
denying
mean,
it.
that was kind of sexual.
Very sexual. They want assholes.
Let's see what Madame Ruby sees.
Right.
See a bicycle.
Yes! Is it okay?
It's okay. It's okay. Well, where is it? Can you see it? Where is it? Somewhere else.
Somewhere far away.
Where?
The Alamo.
In the basement. The Alamo. In the basement. I'll never forget you.
Bitch took his wallet and everything.
He's got him in the claw. The claw.
Oh god, it's a Von Erich movie. Run! Yeah, I wonder if he's dead.
I got it that time.
Oh shit. It's got him too.
All right, that was 3 bullets. You got 2 left. And this remake of The Pit and the Pendulum is really just bizarre. Where's Vincent Price at?
Yeah, and I oh shit, there he is. Just punch his dick.
It's on his face.
Oh yeah. Well, those were the clips. What'd you guys think?
Thought it was pretty good. Considering everything, especially with, oh my god, just can we talk about these people's costumes and outfits? I know it was the late mid 80s, I understand all that, but just the pantsuits. You pointed out the mom's pantsuit at the very end. Let me just say something. These are the worst parents I've ever seen in a horror film. They're so nonchalant, just like the parent in Stranger Things, the big goofy looking dad, the glasses. Oh, okay, whatever. Listen to your mother. Like, come on, like. You know, I know their son escaped out of his room. They didn't even hear him going down the terrace, like garden terrace thing. They got the windows wide open. You know, I mean, I know I'm nitpicking things, but like, come on now.
Not only that, like the muscle hero boyfriend that we're just gonna put out there that didn't become a hero after all.
Dawson.
There was a lot of muscle bound guys aside from him, you know.
He got some arms.
Oh yeah, he does.
Oh, she liked that. I sense romance.
What? Look
Look
at the
at that
arms on
guy's
that guy,
arms.
right? The fuck?
Golly. He's pretty freaking sweet. He's got a lot of muscles.
Like the guy who swung the hammer had muscles, and the guy who was running the thing had even bigger muscles. I was like, and
He had him in a chokehold. He said, "Oh, you think you're so tough?" Yeah, I'm like,
dude. And not only that, like with all that muscle he had, he could have broken out. He could have pushed the door a little bit more. He could have ran into it and broke it down. But
they should have had Conky from Trailer Park Boys. Say, "Yeah, get him, Julian, with your muscly arms, your Patrick Swayze arms. Yeah, get him now." Shut the fuck up, Conky. Maybe Ricky doesn't want to get him because he's fucked in the head.
And then not only
Final
that,
warning there, fuckface. Final warning.
the whole bullshit of the whole movie was that Richard guy. That guy was a total fucking asshole, man.
You mean Stephen King's doppelganger? That
Yeah,
does a
that
stunt
guy.
double?
I mean,
Richard Bachman?
it's his fault that they stayed there. It's his fault that they got high. It's his fault that he took the money, pissing them off even more. So technically, what happened to him is what he deserved.
He got an axe in the head. He asked them a question and they answered. I mean, what do you expect's going to happen? I guess the props in there were real, even though they looked terrible.
Right? It's like you're gonna use actual medieval weapons for a prop ride. Like, what if a kid gets cut in the face, and they get the police involved?
Just doing this.
I just love the fact that if that guy wasn't dead before, he sure is dead now.
Yeah, and then like he's like, "Take the knife, god dang it! Take the knife! Take it!
Take
Take
the
it!
fucking knife!
But I don't want the knife, Pee Wee.
No.
My father says everything's negotiable, Pee Wee. I wouldn't sell my fun house for all the money in the world, not for $100 million trillion.
No, but it's funny how that carnival had that tent full of women. Like that
Yeah,
would not
right?
fly these days.
They were all like, "Yeah, show some titties, yeah, titties."
Hell yeah, they were. I mean, they had the pasties on, but man, it was like
No. That girl that had the blue bikini on, you could see everything pretty much.
oh,
You could see
man.
everything with that girl with the blue bikini. There was no hiding, none of that. Like it showed full like down there, Beaver Town. I mean, it was everything. And then the other girls were like, okay, whatever. It was like, golly, like they're just
Right?
like horn dogs. And that old man's like, you scared the shit out of me. What are you doing back here? The same thing you're doing, you pervert. God, calling the police.
Everyone's a goddamn perv.
Then you got Dawson's like, hey, you better leave her alone, man. Hey, like, oh, God.
I got muscles, don't worry.
Yeah, he got muscles until the carnival barker got him.
Gotcha, bitch.
Man, I'm telling you.
Then he goes over for the classic horror trope and is the guy dead? Is he not dead? And let me get closer to him, which he had no reason to do. The guy's impaled with a sword that's 10 feet long, daggum Excalibur, William Wallace's sword, I mean, come on now. The Highlander's sword, for Christ's sake.
Seriously,
And he's
man.
going over, yeah, like, there can only be one. And I will be the one. Yes. Sometimes you just gotta smack the women around. You gotta smack them a little bit. When they get hysteric, you gotta smack them.
All right, the guy is penetrated, and the guy just goes up, and then he penetrates him at the same time. It's like, come on, man, don't do that.
He was what? You said what?
The guy was penetrated. Penetration.
Or be like Jack Black from that video game. Decapitation. What was that game called?
Brutal Legend.
Brutal Legend. Yeah, decapitation. Man, they had Tim Curry in that game. That was a great game. And they had Lemmy Kilmister.
They
Yes.
had Ozzy. They had everyone in that, man. Well, in the
He
metal
said it's
section.
about fucking time.
What are your thoughts on the main girl?
Boring. Just like, my God, like, could you be a more vanilla, boring character? And it's not even like there's actresses in Camp Sleepaway, which we will review soon, and Friday the 13th, which we'll also review soon, the whole series. They act way better than her, and they are complete bimbos, like stupid. They're like, what? Jason. And so, just with her, like, her little brother was a good actor. I'll give him as a kid actor, he was really good. They did too many still shots of like nothing. It was like, okay, Funhouse, center on Funhouse for like 20 minutes. Okay, then back to the kid. And then, like you said, too much of the kid. Like,
No, yeah,
do we
that was-
really need footage of him walking down the stairs? Like, just cut the footage, cut it.
Seriously, it was like
I know-
5 minutes of him just walking or
They were
standing and looking.
They were padding the runtime. That's exactly what they were doing. They were padding the runtime out to make it a theatrical release so that it would have enough time to be approved and be in the movie theaters. There was a lot of carnival shots, ride shot, random dude walking in front of the camera whistling for some reason. The craft service guy I was talking about earlier, just like what in the world is going on? And I don't know. I mean, it's a good film. I give it a solid let's see. I give it like a 7 out of I'll give it an 8 out of 10 Mr. Dinks for that one.
I
You
give
better give it
it.
an 8 out of 10.
I give it 6.5. Mr. Dinks, only because the main characters, even the ones that get killed, were just annoying as hell, and I was literally begging for that Richard character to get bumped off in the film.
And let me also say they just talked way too much about nothing, and they were up in the rafters, and I'm like, these people can hear you. It's like,
Be quiet! Shut up!
shut up, like you're gonna die.
Yeah,
And
seriously.
then fucking Richard, it's always a Richard. It dropped his lighter out of his pocket. You need that. I have a front pocket for the camera and people at home, like on my shirt. You don't put stuff on there like it's like going on a roller coaster and then something falls out and you're gonna loop your loop. Oh, I killed somebody. Oh well, had my pet rock in there.
Exactly.
It's
Exactly.
it's dumb. And then the Dawson guy was a complete. I think that's his name. A complete. Well, I edited that in post, but complete moron, like musclehead, like lunk kind of guy who was like, okay, I'm gonna be the leader of the group and I'm gonna lead everybody to safety. And it's like, really, dude? Like, you're really gonna lead everybody to safety? Like,
He couldn't
Richard was
even
more of a man than him.
he couldn't even push a door. Like he couldn't use all that muscle and strength to tackle a door open. It's like, what's the point of even you working out, man? If you ain't
Exactly.
even got it. Oh, I did like the animatronics on the ride, and
Yes.
just the atmosphere alone of the ride. Because I've been to a lot of dark rides at carnivals. They never look like that unless you go to like beachfronts or something like that.
Like New Jersey or, Coney Island, Dante, the famous Dante's Inferno one that's been there since like 1955 or something crazy like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, exactly.
Daggum got Mr. Fish Odor out there from Wonder Wharf. Oh, hey, Bob, how you doing? Not good, Mr. Fish Odor. There's a monster that's in the fun house. Oh, but don't worry about him, Bob. He's quite docile. He won't hurt anybody at all.
And it's funny how this is produced in Universal Studios of all places, man. That's
Well, you can tell with the props. I mean, I'm sure that King Kong head that had to have been a promotional piece for something. I might have to do a
must have
Google
been.
image search on that. That'd be pretty interesting to find out if that was something for. I know the King Kong ride, I think, came out in the mid to late 80s, early 90s. The King Kong Experience, the original one that burned down. So that might have been something they used for that. And they're like, we'll put it in the movie.
Might
It
have,
fits
yeah.
with the motif.
Yeah, that might have been. Plus, you did point out in the movie that big giant clown head that was used in House of a Thousand Corpses.
The mask that the big, tall guy that basically like shoots the people,
Yeah.
or he clubs them to death or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah, that was Captain Spaulding's right hand man. Yeah, he basically had that same exact makeup paint job, if you
Big old
will.
head, yeah.
Yeah, and I thought that was really cool. Maybe that'd have been, I think Rob Zombie might have found that in the prop room, and they because it was a big mask that could have
Yeah.
been the same exact one, and they're like, okay, yeah, you can use it.
That could be,
Um,
yeah.
could very well be something like that, but I just didn't think Dawson was a great character. The kid was okay; he was annoying, but that was his job.
Yeah.
He was just kind of like the kazoo kid. I get to stand, pretend, and that's how he acted, and have fun. So I don't know. It just makes me think about other kid actors that are in movies that may have basically been maybe a little bit better, but for his performance, it was pretty solid, I think.
Yeah, definitely. What did you think of the two main villains?
Carnival Barker, I think, was really good because he was a greasy looking, like, alcoholic ride operator, and he looked like I have seen carnies that look just like him, that wear outfits like that and wear jewelry like that, and they look very similar to that. But it just, I think he did a really good job. And of course, the guy with the mask, I think he did an okay job. He really didn't have much to work with. You could see he was trying to stick his tongue out. There wasn't a lot of movement
Yeah,
with that mask. So, there's only so much you can do. Like that guy, Doug, whatever his name is, that played, Billy from Halloween Town, Hocus Pocus
Hocus
and all
Pocus. Yeah.
that, and Hellboy, he was really good at doing stuff. But, you know, what did you think about the makeup design, the mask design for the monster?
It's pretty good. It's pretty fresh and new, but at the same time, that scream, that scream he did when he got mad and he's just like, ah! It didn't fit with the creature, especially with all that makeup, the aesthetics, and everything.
I
Like,
just thought of something. He kind of looks like the cows that have the two heads because he has a split going down his head.
I think
And
that's what they were referring it to.
that had to have been like I just
Yeah.
realized that, like, I was like, and of course the girl, oh, I'm uncomfortable with this. Let's get out of here. Look
Even
at the
though it said
cow.
two-headed cow.
She's like, that looks awful. And this poor creature.
Like,
She was the poor creature in that. God, her and Richard are made for each other. That should have been Dawson's girlfriend and Richard together.
yeah, definitely. The thing is though, like, they showed the first cow that didn't have an upper mouth. Then they showed the
Right?
two-headed cow, and then they showed the baby inside the jar. So
Right.
technically, you blend all that together, that's what you got.
Right, he had like a cleft palate, basically. Yeah, and that
Yeah.
makes sense now. Duh. Why didn't I think of that? That the baby fetus was the actual creature. So maybe that was one that, of course, died, and then they had another one that got born. Um, I wish they would have maybe did a little more backstory on how the creature, became who he is and what he is. That would have been a really kind of interesting backstory, like a little flashback, I think. But I think Toby was just kind of like, oh, the audience is smart enough to figure this out, and obviously I wasn't. So, but it's one of those films where, I really think it, for what it was for a low budget film ish, it was, for the time, it was something that's fun. It's definitely a drive-in movie theater kind of movie, with a double feature, just like what we did here at VHS Funhouse. And yeah, I think it was pretty solid. Why would you give it? Why is it a 6.5 for you
Well, I
on the
just said
rating?
it. It was about the main characters. They really pissed me off the most, honestly. And I would have given it like around an 8 or 7 because of the fact that it was great storytelling. Um, the jump scare actions were actually pretty good. Like, they weren't, like predictable as you think they would be.
And it's an original idea. It's not like something rehashed like everybody making Halloween knockoffs, in the late early 70s before the movie came out.
Yeah,
Funhouse came out, everybody was on that bandwagon.
definitely. So that's why it lost 4 points because of those four main characters.
I'd give it an extra 5 points for that girl's forehead. She would have gotten them all in trouble. Turn out that light. Turn out that light.
That was a shiny big thing, wasn't it?
You'll be sorry.
Yeah, man, the grease on that forehead that's shining in there, that's like, God, she could have lit their way, like I said, like Rudolph, and they would have made it to the exit.
That car could use more of that polish than her.
I, I will say this though, the lighter scene showing it light up the room actually looked pretty realistic because a lot of movies always show a bright light from a lighter this big, and it's like it doesn't make a flame like that big. Kind of like Indiana Jones when he's using that lighter in that that tunnel that he's going through with the bugs and everything.
Yeah.
That looks pretty good. I think a lot of people kind of miss little tidbits like that and little special um what's the word I'm looking for? Basically like little uh little details like that with making it flicker with the light and all that. But I thought it was kind of dumb that like he lights the lighter and it goes out like 5 times. And it's like, why didn't they just reshoot that? I guess they were trying to show that he was scared and his hand, and he's a little nerd.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Like the authenticity of it.
Yeah, and I definitely think the old crone in the bathroom, I completely forgot about her. I didn't even remember her in that movie. God's always watching.
Sorry.
Oh, watch this.
What the?
God is watching you.
Beg your pardon?
He hears everything.
Man, Pumpkinhead is that way.
Especially in the bathroom. Anyway, I don't know what you're saving it for. He says I'm saving it.
God is watching you.
It's like, oh yeah, I forgot she's still there. Oh my god.
I thought that was pretty great.
And she
She was
just
in there
goes
blowing.
straight into the stall, yeah.
She was in there blowing up that bathroom. And then when they're still in there
man.
talking, when they're still in there talking, she's like, I'm still watching. And some of the side characters, like some of the people, like the carnival workers were great. Like, and the people like the midget and the big lady making out and stuff like that. Little
Yeah,
things
yeah.
like that in the background was a lot of fun to see as well. So I was like, oh, that's pretty fun. It shows that it's lively and there's actually life and it's a world that you could believe exists because there are places like that. So I thought that was a nice little touch.
Definitely. Well, I will say that was a good movie. This has been a great review. And so, what's our next review for the next show?
I think I'll let you tell the audience. You had something that you posted earlier
Yes,
on
I did.
social media.
So, next project we'll be doing is Return of the Living Dead.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
More brains.
burns. Oh yeah.
And that character, the white guy, is even dumber than Dawson. That what?
Dun dun
His face,
dun.
his face in that movie just, and he was like 30 something years old in that movie playing like a 20 something year old. He was like 35. He was old.
So yeah, we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna do top 10 American zombie movies, and whatever you guys want us to review, let us know in the comments, and also check us out on our social medias on Facebook and
Links in the description
Instagram.
down below.
Yep, we'll put the links down below.
And then we'll be doing my favorite movies. We'll be doing Italian horror films.
Mamma mia!
Yes. It is a piece of shit. It's a very good money. You give me money and I make movie, yes? And I dub all the lines and nobody can understand what they're saying. The lips don't match what they're saying. We gotta get out of here. Hey, the killer's right there. Holy sassafras. But yeah, that'll be a lot of fun. We're gonna do just basically, we're gonna do a fun, top 10, and we're gonna have Pound Town. Yes, and I love picking my nose. It's my favorite thing to do, and pulling my chin, even though I have no chin.
Yes.
But that will be a lot of fun. Please comment down below what you guys want us to see. We want to hear from you. We want to hear your voices being heard. We've had some people comment on our first episode, and we want you to put your suggestions down there. No movie is too stupid. We want to watch some great stuff. some schlocky stuff, trauma films, whatever you guys like. I don't care if it's RoboCop or anything like that. Please send us your requests or email us at vhsfunhouse@gmail.com with your suggestions.
Alrighty. Until then, this has been Cream Extreme
And Mr. Mad Hatter.
telling you good night, goodbye.
And stay spooky. Ooh.